brain got all the fucking lines, bro. And it's so many hard-ass, jargon-ass lines that he got to do. And long-ass monologues, bro. He had these long, intricate-ass monologues of figuring shit out. And this motherfucker came and said every day, ready to go. Like, ready to go. Not fucking up, not none of that shit. And I'm like, damn, that's so hard to do. And that's what you did, bro. You were ready and prepared. And so it trickles down. You know what I'm saying? It trickles down. And it just was a beautiful set to be a part of. And the reason I say work friends is so Linda is still my girl.
Shout out to Linda.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm still like close to a lot of those people that were on that show. And that means that was real. And so for your question with the Vine, I think it's both. I think for the majority of the parts, you know, they have something that you can benefit from. So you are in communication with them because you guys are working together, and it's not like y'all hate each other. So yeah, y'all have a good time and chilling and laughing when y'all working together, but that's what it is. But you can tell if it was real or not because look at the people who still stayed together after Vine. You know what I'm saying? Like, are they still in business together? Or are they still cool? Are they still kicking it? You know what I mean? Because that determines whether it was work friends or not. And it's funny, I use that phrase work friends in my song Torn Pages, because that's when I really like realized, you know, the difference between if you really rock with somebody or if they just there because y'all doing like-minded things.
Are you and Batch still cool? Y'all still kick it or anything?
We don't kick it, but we like I seen him at the Bad Boys premiere. And that was the first time, that's the first time we've seen each other in 5 years. 4.
Wow. Bad Boys 3 premiere.
Yeah, the Bad Boys 3 premiere was the first time we run into each other in like 4 years. And, you know, we're cordial, we're cool. We like when we were together, it was like before, but we don't like hang out like outside of that. Like we don't talk. I mean, I reach out to him and I congratulate him on certain things and I support him. You know, I still support him and I still love him, like truly. And I think that he is very talented and I'm real close with his mom, so I communicate with her on a regular basis. But yeah, I mean, you know, people fall apart sometimes. There's people come in your life for seasons sometimes.
Right.
But I love him and I have nothing but great things to say about Batch.
And so with Spoken Reasons, anybody don't know, Spoken Reasons was he you know, at the time he was the Batch of YouTube at one point. Yep. You know, so he was like the top YouTube dude, comedian. And then Vine came out, you know, Batch was like, nigga, let me get this from you. Yeah, let me take that. And then after Vine, you had fucking DC. DC kind of got it from the Vine and took it to Instagram. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like the trajectory, you know. And before that, it was kind of, I was on YouTube. It was like me. When I first got on YouTube, I saw me, you.
Was Afion there then?
Afion, that's what I'm about to say. And really, before I even saw you, though, it was really me, Afion, and Donald Glover. Those are the three people that I saw, like, was getting, like, some numbers.
What was Donald Glover doing?
He had a sketch troupe with some white dudes. And even his first movie was called Mystery. See if you can look that up. Said it was he had like this sketch troupe back in the day. And he had a movie that came out called Mystery Men or something like that. They did like an indie film and all that stuff. But those are the only people I saw on YouTube when I first got on YouTube. But anyways, Spoken Reasons was like that dude on YouTube. And then I know y'all became close.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw that y'all stopped being as cool, and I didn't know what happened. And you know, if you don't want to talk about it, you don't got to talk about it. But I never just knew like what happened, and then how did y'all get back cool again?
Yeah, I can talk about it. I mean, it happened. So the same thing how I told you guys, like how I found Batch through my discovery. Spoken Reasons was first. So he was the first batch. The first batch of cookies. So I think this is when Twitter was super popping and Niall Evans he was like a part of our thing on Twitter where we write jokes and hashtags and all of this.
Anybody don't know who Niall Evans is, he's one of the producer EPs on Wild 'N Out. So he works very closely with Nick Cannon.
Yeah, and he's a writer for like the BET Awards, Wild 'N Out, other reality shows. So he's been in the game a long time. And Niall Evans, he tweeted one of Spoken Reasons videos that I think was on WorldStar. And it was like one of his rants. He was like ranting about a girl. And it was like all these jump cuts. And I was like, what is this? Like, I didn't even know what it was because at that time, I thought YouTube was just a place that you watch music videos and see cats and babies.
Right.
Like, I didn't know people had actual fucking channels and content and shit that they intentionally was doing and editing. So when I saw this, I was like, what is this? And why does it look like that? Because before you know what a jump cut is, you just know something is weird.
Right.
When you watch it. Like, if you don't know what that
right.
is, you just like, this is strange.
Right.
Okay. So I was seeing this and he was funny to me. He had an energy of like Chris Tucker when we loved Chris Tucker. And so
he said when we love Chris Tucker. The subtle shade. It was like not like this new age shit he doing. This nigga done got bigger, gained weight. He talks slower. Nah, shout out to that nigga said
he
when
talk slower.
I still love Chris Tucker, and that's
hey, yo,
I did Rush Out.
That's an underrated joke, bro. He talks slower.
Hey man, that's when you know some of your favorite comedians aging when they start talking slow. You're like,
I know what you want to say. You ain't gonna say.
I ain't saying
his name.
Sure
you ain't gonna say his name.
Now my motherfucking idol show ain't, nigga.
Soon as you said he talks slower, my brain immediately went to that motherfucker. I was
no. Oh, nigga.
Hey,
if anybody wondering, I'm talking about Carrot Top. If anybody's wondering.
Yeah, okay. If you wondering, nigga, turn on BET at midnight and you can watch the show.
By Gallagher. All right, I'm listening.
So I saw this guy and I was like, damn. So then I went down the rabbit hole of like looking at all his videos. So I hit him up and like, luckily for me, I've been around so long.
Sam went to sleep. I asked him to look up.
They ain't got no pictures.
Yeah, look up Donald Glover's sketch comedy group. All right, I'm listening.
I reached out to him and, we started to brew a friendship, because I was like older cat. I've been in the game for a while. I was able to talk to him and give him advice and all this. And we got really close. Like I used to talk to him for like 2-3 hours on the phone. I used to like share my knowledge with him. I used to, we got tight. And what happened? He used to come out here. Like he had his first audition for a movie. And he called me. He was like, yo, I got with this agency. They got me an audition. I ain't never had no audition before. I don't know nothing about nothing. I don't even know how to read these lines. Like, can you please help me? And I was like, yeah, we can get, cause you know, he live in Florida.
Right.
And I was like,
that was the movie with Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, this is.
Damn, say it came through. Derek Comedy Group. That was the name. Donald Glover's
Derek Comedy Group.
Yep, Derek Comedy Group. That's right. Yep. All right. That was an old Donald Glover sketch comedy troupe that used to be on YouTube. So you can still look it up, I'm sure, on YouTube. Right after this podcast. All right, I'm listening.
So I was like, yeah, I can Skype you and we could work on it. And he was like, man, I'm thinking about just coming there. And I was like, you gonna fly all the way out here to work on this audition? He's like, yeah, man, I really want this. I want this bad. I was like, all right, bet. He came here, bro, and he stayed with me pretty much for like a weekend. Like, he came for like a weekend, and we worked on this thing all weekend, and we had to start from scratch. Like, we had to start from scratch because I had to.
Spoken was like, what's words?
I know. He was like, so I walked to the store. I was like, all right, we're going to learn how to read first. And then, no, but the people think acting is easy, bro. It's not easy. And it's not even easy even if you already have a funny personality.
Right.
Because being yourself is one thing, but being able to take someone else's words and then say them like it's yourself is not an easy thing to do.
Right.
And he could not do that. Like, he could, I was trying to make him put his personality that I gravitated to into this character, which was a difficult thing to teach somebody to do. But we hashed it out, and on the last day, bro, he finally got to the place where he became these words. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm watching him do him, and it's these words. It took a while, but we was able to do it. And man, he went in that audition, bro, and booked it like right away. So like, you always will be able to hear. He always give me love. He always show love that his first movie that he got, like, that I was his acting coach, and I like helped him, you know, get that part. And so, and I did that. I didn't ask for anything out of that. I didn't get nothing out of that. I believed in him, and I wanted him to win and succeed. And so that was like our success to me. You know what I'm saying? And
then what went wrong?
What went wrong is, so Spoken Reasons has huge hubris. He's always had that. You know, I've known that, and I've seen that. And okay, so it's a difference. I think you have subtle hubris. like you are very confident because you can be, because you should be, but you mask your confidence in comedy and self-deprecation. So if you know you in real life, you know, nigga,
you figured me out.
You cocky than a motherfucker, bro. You are so cocky, but the way you mask it so it's not annoying or make people root against you is you mask it under self-deprecation, which makes us be able to laugh because you laughing at yourself. So you'll say, nigga, I'm broke as hell. Nigga, I ain't shit. I don't want, like, it makes us comfortable.
Because it's true. It's true.
No, nigga, we know how you feel. We know how you feel about yourself.
But bro, have a small dick.
The difference between you and Spoke Gang is he didn't mask his shit. He didn't give a fuck about masking his shit. He fucking, the only self-deprecation thing he did is he had a tagline that said, I ain't shit. Yeah,
right.
You know, but he walked around with his chest out, and I'm okay with that. People that are like that, I'm okay with them being like that. It's whatever. But what happened was, my daughter was a big fan of his, and she was here with me in LA, and we were watching him. He was like on, I don't know what live would have been called back then. I don't know.
Periscope?
Periscope, maybe? It was Periscope in like
or Skype.
2000.
Probably was Periscope
14, 15.
It was one other one that I remember people used to use, but when I did, I used Periscope. And it was something like Live Cat or some. It was a cat.
No, I wouldn't have been on that. So maybe it was Periscope.
Mm-hmm.
He was on there, and we watching it, and she's a big fan. And she was like, Dad, like tell him to shout me out, cause he wasn't doing nothing on there. He just had a camera there, and he was like listening to music, just kind of chilling. He wasn't doing shit. And so I text him, right? Hey, bro, I'm here with my daughter, man. It'll make me look super cool if you were able to say her name while you're on live. I watched this nigga listening to music, and I saw him say, and the nigga just went back to whatever the fuck he was doing.
He knew you was watching him, right?
I'm watching him look at my text and disregard my shit and just go back to doing nothing. I watched the face, I watched him disregard my shit and just go back to doing nothing. And I was like, damn, that's cold blood. Like, he didn't even respond to me. he ain't say, nah, nigga, I ain't doing that. Like, I feel like if that was you, if you wouldn't want to do it, nigga, you would at least responded with, no, nigga, I'm not doing that.
You're right.
And I would have had to deal with that. This nigga didn't even acknowledge that I said anything at all. And that really rubbed me the wrong way, because it's like, it's my daughter, and like, if I had a homeboy and like his kid was a fan of mine and like he asked me to, nigga, I would immediately just do that. Even if I wouldn't have did nothing for him, I'm gonna do something for his kid. You know what I mean? So that rubbed me the wrong way, dude. And then I was done. After he had did that, like, I was done. I'm like, I'm cool on him. And to him, because I guess he didn't give a fuck. Like, nigga, he had a #1 movie out. Like, he didn't care. So I stopped talking to him.
What was that name of the movie again?
The Heat.
The Heat. That's right.
And listen, all through the Heat, I was still like on the phone with him for hours, because I was still giving him tips. I was still helping him, because he had never been on a fucking. I was teaching him how to be professional. I was teaching him how to make friends with certain people and to be certain ways around, and to not give fucking Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy his ass to kiss, because that's kind of how he walk around, you know. And so I was like helping him through all of that shit. And so the fact that he kind of like dissed me like that, I was done. So we stopped talking, and we didn't talk for years. And then I think I sneak dissed him on, I had a rap that I put out, and I think I said something like, I don't give a fuck about reasons that's not spoken, or some shit like that. Uh-huh. I like sneak dissed them on like some rap or whatever. But we didn't talk for a long time. Then Vine happened. Then I got with Batch, and then Batch used to tell me stories that about like running to him like at an audition or whatever, and it being weird, and like he just thought he was the shit, you know. And everybody that I knew that once had a relationship with him was like, nah, I'm cool on him because of blah, blah, blah. And me at the time, because I didn't like him either, I'm like, damn, you too? You know? And then one day I was at the Chick-fil-A on Hollywood and Highland, and I was just sitting out there eating, and this motherfucker pull up in his car in the drive-thru, and you know, the drive-thru and where you eat is usually right a direct line right there. And I saw him, and he saw me, and it's such an awkward thing because we ain't talk. We used to be boys, and now we kind of like, so I didn't know what to think of that. I'm like, damn. So my heart started beating fast, like, damn, shit, this nigga right here. He got his food. He left. I'm like, oh, I guess that's what it is. But the thing about Spoke is he does not shy away from confrontation. You know, like even with the Wild 'N Out thing, like when he had to confront E-Man after the show, like he will go and try and talk to you. Like And so he went, parked his car, walked his ass back to me, and he's like, yo, bro, say, bro. He was like, hey, say, bro, can I talk to you for a minute? Let's just go over here and talk. And
that's that Florida in us, though.
maybe that's what that is.
I'm the same way, bro. If I got a beef, I'm gonna call you. I don't care how tall you. I don't care how big you is, bro. If I got an issue, I'm like, hey man, let me holler at you real quick. Let's go talk about it.
Well, that's what he did. He said, let's go talk about it. And then he was like, so what's up, man? Like, what's our problem? What's our issue? What's going on? And we had never talked. We had never had the discussion of like what went on. Like, we just stopped talking. And so I told him, I was like, bro, you shoved me in front of my daughter. Like, I asked you to do this for her, for me, and you just like disregarded my shit like I wasn't shit. And then you never even responded to me at all. And, you know, he apologized and we hashed it out. And, you know, he was like, look, we ain't got to be cool. We ain't got to talk. We ain't got to nothing. But I just want to, you know, get this shit out in the open because, you know, that we two black men, like, in a thing. And that's what, and we was cool. And that's what we need to do. And I respected that. You know, there was a part of me, I'm not going to lie. There was a part of me, like, during the whole process after he had that movie, I'm like, he better enjoy this because this nigga ain't, without my help, he not gonna get nothing else. So he gonna realize that he been fucked up with the wrong motherfucker. And that's what happened. Like, that was his only movie that he ever got. And he had other auditions, he had other, and I feel like I'm a very, very good acting coach that I could have like helped assist him in being able to get further. But that was the only thing that he ever got. And then he switched on